Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, the 18th Congressional District in Houston, Texas.
So first off, earlier this afternoon, Republicans tried to fail to pass their own stopgap measure. We're heading into Saturday, government shutdown kind of around the corner. How would you describe the feeling on the Hill at this point?
Well, first of all, I want to describe the feeling of the people I represent in Houston and Texas and around the nation. I can imagine a sense of emptiness and why. And so those of us on the Hill, Democrats, are saying as well, this did not need to happen. About the fifth shutdown caused by Republicans. But this is unique, and the reason is because the Speaker of the House met with the President of the United States, Joe Biden, in the spring and devised a formula, numbers, and a process, next steps, to be able to make sure that the government stayed open while we would continue to negotiate how to fund the government. Those are two different processes. It's very difficult sometimes to get agreement on the different departments like health, the Interior, Department of Justice, small business, and so it may take longer. But we got here because of MAGA Republicans threatening the leadership of the Republican conference that they will not stay in office if they don't do what they want to do. They think it's important to have their way and no one else's way. I think it's important to help suffering Americans and Houstonians and cities who will feel the brunt of a shutdown because those resources that they're dependent on are so intimately engaged in running a city.
And at this point, are you hearing from constituents concerned about federal dollars pausing and resources not getting them?
I've been through this, and so my seniors are concerned about their Social Security checks. Sometimes that is the only lifeline and only monetary resources that they receive. Some do not get retirement or pensions. Certainly the fact that my parents are going to lose Head Start positions and stops, child care is going to be interfered with, and most of all, public school education. 150,000 teachers may be lost who teach Title I and special needs children. Isn't that a crisis? That is literally a crisis. Our service members, Texas has one of the largest service populations, meaning members of the United States military, but their families are in Texas. They will have no compensation that those who put on the uniform unselfishly, who are overseas or in bases in the United States, will not get paid. What do those families do? And I think it is crucial that people who are trying to get loans for housing stops immediately. Small business, $2 billion is spent in Texas helping small businesses with their loans. Stop. That's jobs. That's the economic engine of the state of Texas. And I'm concerned about Houstonians, concerned about the city. And I know the cities. Cities are the heartbeats of the state and the nation. And they depend a lot on federal funds from natural disasters, from law enforcement. Can you believe a party that is so pro-law enforcement is getting ready to cut thousands, millions of dollars from law enforcement to keep our nation safe?
Do you have any optimism that Stephen McCarthy could have some sort of change of heart in the next 48 hours, given the fact that he may have exhausted most of his options?
I continue to be optimistic. Why? And I said it on the floor today. Are we not patriots? Are we not people who care for the greater good of America? Can we not put aside any personal interests and do the right thing? And here is the right thing. The right thing is that the Senate has passed and is working on a bipartisan solution. 77 votes that passed it versus 19. McConnell and Schumer working together. They bring that over, send it over to the House. Short order. We can put it on the floor. The Speaker has to do so. Vote on it and save the American people. I'm optimistic that something will touch his heart. I've told my constituents that I'm here. I'll be back and forth whenever they need me to make sure that we move it forward, that their lives do not suffer anymore, and that we get this government working. Another thing that is very obvious, the federal government is intimately involved with the people of this country. The federal funds are utilized in every aspect, county government, city government, and state government, but particularly city government. And my city is working very hard with federal funds, making a safer city, helping with education, helping with health care. I believe that if Speaker McCarthy would take just a moment and think about the people of this nation and our duty, we could get this done. The CR is ready to be able to be voted on by the House and the Senate, already in agreement, and we'll get the job done.
Do you think there's any scenario where Democrats would broker some sort of deal with the Speaker to safeguard his gavel in order to try and get legislation across the finish line?
I'm not going to say never. Obviously, our leadership makes that final decision, and we who are in the leadership roundtable, if you will hear their thinking, and I will certainly adhere to that thinking because I know their focus is what's best for the American people in making sure that we get the job done and that any shutdown, if it occurs, lasts as short a time period as possible, because what I started out with is true. I don't want any more suffering for the American people, for Texans, or for Houstonians.